afternoon, everybody. It's after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Let me adjust this. And it's become evidently clear that I have a lot of time on my hands now that I don't have a bunch of work to do. And I don't have a bunch of work to do because I got rid of a bunch of stuff that caused clutter, that caused brain damage, that caused my brain to be so cluttered up I didn't know what to do with myself. And I've got more time on my hands than I know what to do with, and no one to share it with, no one to experience life with. My family's off at the campground, so now I probably could have went, but then I would have had to dealt with Sassy there and everything. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to make her stay at home by herself. That kind of thing. And I feel more comfortable in my own space anyway. But when I was talking about making your life more peaceful, making your surroundings more content and comfortable, and uh, being happy in your own little element, your own little world, uh, peaceful, harmonious, and only allowing the people into your life that's going to keep it that way. But everything, and I'll go clean back to my earliest videos talking about living our life intentionally. We have to live our lives intentionally. And one of the videos I was talking about people lying to us and how the world and the history and everything has lied to us, and talking about that we were given 24 senses to be able to discern and test the people that in the surroundings that whether or not it's going to be any good for us or not. So we have to live our lives intentionally. If you want to declutter your house and you want to make your home and your life more peaceful and uh, more simple, you got to declutter it. You got to get things out that's going to cause your mind in chaos. You got to do it intentionally. You got to look around and at everything and decide for yourself whether or not this or that object or whatever it is going to be good for you. And that's like your eating habits. You got to be intentional about it. Sit down if you have to and make yourself, um, um, what do you want to, oh God, a menu about what you're going to eat. And when you go to buy what you're going to eat, then it'll be much cheaper and easier. You can go straight to it, get in and get out. Um, be aware of what you can eat and what you can't eat. Now, truly, I'm really not supposed to be eating bread, the wheat, the gluten, because since through the years they have changed the way they grow wheat, they have changed. They have mixed it with another kind of a wheat, and they come out with it's not good for my body. And I know this, it is the gluten in it and the wheat in it and whatever else that they've done in it is not good for my body. And it's not that I forget, it's just that what the heck with it, Well, no, it's not heck with it because I have to know that I know that I know that there are things that I can't do if I want my body to be healthy and able to help me live in it properly. So I got to make a quality decision, and I've got to be intentional about not buying anything with wheat in it. No bread, because bread's made out of flour and flour is made out of wheat. No crackers, same thing. No noodles, same thing. So I have to be intentional. Um, okay, like say for instance, I want to do a music video and I want to look really nice and I want to entertain. I don't I don't want people coming in saying nasty things about me lip syncing to um, a really nice song with no teeth and making faces and stuff like that. I've got to be intentional about what I look like for these videos. I got to be intentional about when I'm backing up in my vehicle, especially when I'm around a bunch of trees. Got to be very intentional. Um, so, and that's just like if I'm going to take a shower in that little space in there. I can't just jump up in there. I've got to be intentional about how I lift my leg up to get inside there and which leg to do that with. Which one's the stronger one? I've got to be intentional about which direction I'm standing depending on what leg I'm using. Those kind of things. I've got to be intentional when I pay my bills. That's why it takes me days to sit down and figure it out and strategize what is best to be paid this way, how much this way, how much that way, and still have money left over. We got to live our lives intentionally. We've got to be intentional about who we allow in our life. They might be the most fun people in the whole world. But if they have their own way of living and it's not going to change, and you know that ahead of time, but yet you go ahead and you go for it, and you know you well enough to know that it's not going to work later on down the road, why would you do that? You got to be intentional. It's like, say you meet this uh, another female in the library, and you're really talking, you're getting along well, and she wants to be your friend, but if you're watching for the signs and you're trying to get well, you're trying to get better, you're trying not to be around people talking about how sick they are and how woe is me kind of thing. But you find out if you're listening and you're discerning, that's all she talks about. Well, that's not going to be good for you to have a friendship with that person. Now, if you want to do it sparingly and maybe talk to her over the phone once in a while and try to get her directed in another way of thinking, that that if God tells you to do it, if your inner God tells you to do it, then fine, as long as it doesn't affect your life in a bad, negative way. If you can walk away without being too affected by it, then fine. But you don't want to move in with that person. You don't want to move in, be roommates with that lady, whatever. So, um, but that's like going to a horror movie. We grew up watching them things, knowing full well they scared the crap out of me right then, but I did it because the rest of the kids were doing it. Well, it was not good for me. Um, Watching where I'm walking and stuff. And in fact, I fell the other day. And I knew, and I was out in public, folks. I was walking out of the Dollar Tree and I had to step down off the curb. Now, even before I got to there, I was already thinking. I already had my brain thinking that I should fall. Because I was already, well, how am I going to do this? And when I got there and I stepped down with my uh, new knee, I should have known it was not going to be strong enough to hold because it would have been a little different, but this other knee happened to buckle because the muscles in it is doing some spasming. And down I went on my butt and rolled back like that and hurt my arm and hurt my, and nobody came to help me. And I'm kind of glad, but there was a lady sitting in the car next to me. She didn't even wind her window down or nothing to say how you doing. So again, we've got to be aware of what we're thinking, what we're feeling, and what's going on around us. So we got to be intentional. So since I know that I can have that problem, watch where I'm parking, that I don't have to step down off the curb, those sort of things. We got to do everything intentionally. And walking around out here. Now, part of my walking I can do it real easy if I'm in my bare feet, more so than I can with my shoes on. But I gotta be careful out here too, because there's different rocks and on a slope here and there and sticks and stuff, different places. So I gotta be intentional about where I'm stepping and where I'm walking. Only for the fact that my knee will give out or the muscles will spasm at a time that I don't want it to. So the name of the game of this world, in this life, no matter whether we're in a dome, whether we're on a spinning planet, no matter where we're at, we've got to start thinking intentionally. Don't grab any thought that comes into our head and go with it. We got to think strategically, common sense, critical thinking, and think things out intentionally. That's just like me getting rid of certain things. Well, there were some things I wanted to hold on to, and but I truly, how's that going to work for me? Like a few wigs that I got rid of. Really, I mean, one of them I kind of liked, but not as well as I liked the shags. I went ahead and got rid of it because, first of all, I don't have space for all of that. So just keep what you really, really, really love. So you know that you can be intentional and make space for what you really love. And that's even that. That's even like with people. If you find that you really, really, really love somebody, and sometimes you have to step back, take a break to find out if you can fit their character, their way of living into your world. And if you're willing to um, do that for the sake of having that person's love, two, then you got to be intentional about it. Like if you know that they like fishing and they want to go fishing all the time, and they want you to go with them, or they don't, or they're okay whether you go with them or whether you don't go with them. But if you want to spend time with that person and you don't particularly like fishing, you're intentional about your um, being with them and doing things with them because you love them. But sometimes you have to step back, like I said, to find out if you've got the, from lack of a better word, the constitution, the balls, the cojones, uh, to be able to uh, fit how their lifestyle is in with yours, and how maybe you can integrate the two. It's all intentional, folks. It's bottom line, just bottom line. So everything you do has got to be intentional, and your life will be much smoother and easier. So I had to have a studio. This is my studio, and I call it Dreamcatcher Studio 3. So there's 3 different avenues that I can go with this studio, and I've got it set up to do that. So music, videos, um, my office slash my 2 guitars, drawing, um, makeup. No, I don't have my makeup in here, but this is where I can come and do my acting, so to speak, with my music videos. Uh, and maybe take pictures if somebody wants their pictures taken, different things like that. So I don't have it all implemented yet, but I'm working on it. But right now I'm doing my video, can do my videos and my music videos, and I got my bedroom set up in there where I can move more freely since we took that closet out. So, but anyway, remember, do everything you do intentionally. Don't just go haphazardly through life. Remember, if you believe you can, if you believe you can't, you're right. You have a great day.